Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out-of-this-world story from rSpace. Sometimes all we need is to let go, but it's not always easy to loosen our grip. Today on rSpace, it's okay to lose control. Perhaps we have to lose ourselves to find ourselves. Let's talk about that. Our first OP tries to keep his eyes on the road, ahead and less on the rearview mirror. I caught my wife cheating after 8 years together. This has been one heck of a roller coaster of a week. Last week, my 6-year-old daughter stayed home with me because she wasn't feeling well at all. I gave her my wife's iPad because it had reading activities she can do on there. But as any 6-year-old would, she ended up not doing it and went to her pictures instead. Normally, this wouldn't bother me one bit, but I saw in the corner of my eye a screenshot of a TikTok. The screenshot said, "Mr. and Mrs. Nobody can know about us, get along so well." So of course, my mind thought of the absolute worst right then and there. I went through her iPad but did not find anything else that was suspicious. Her iPhone messages are synced, but only with iMessages, so I can't see anything from an Android. Now, while all this is going on, she started volunteering at my daughter's cheer gym, which is absolutely fine, but she wasn't getting home till close to 11 p.m. She just said they are getting everything prepped for the gym's first performance of the season, and it is Salsa Fest that gym has a booth in. I kind of just shrugged it off as maybe, just maybe, she's telling the truth. Fast forward to Sunday, I came home from work and she was laying in bed, just saying she's absolutely exhausted from the week before, which is totally understandable. I grabbed a beer and I sat down next to her and we were helping each other and just talking. She mentioned that I kind of stunk, so I said I will hop in the shower and you're more than welcome to join me. She declined and decided to go outside and smoke a cigarette. She left her Apple Watch on the nightstand and the curiosity just got the best of me. I went through it and found my instinct was correct. The stuff I saw in there absolutely broke me. There were messages saying, "I just really want to kiss you right now. This was not supposed to happen this way. I wasn't supposed to be falling for you, etc., etc." And there were explicit pictures and videos as well. I went outside and confronted her and asked her if I can see her phone. She of course wouldn't let me, and I told her, "I know you've been texting this other guy." She didn't deny it, but she said she went outside to tell him that she cannot keep doing this and chooses me. She said it didn't pop up on the watch because there's a delay. I went inside to grab the watch and surprisingly enough, all the messages were magically deleted. She told me nothing physical has ever happened, but from what I saw, there was most definitely emotion. We are now separated and I have not really slept or ate. I'm completely and utterly broken. I've contacted a lawyer and that's set up for next month. I honestly don't know what I expected from this posting. I just think I needed to write it all down. Update. Yes, we are officially separated. The divorce is going to happen. I have a meeting with a lawyer on October 16th. No, I do not have access to her phone or iPad or Apple Watch. She took everything with her. I do know she is still talking to him according to phone records. I just can't see what they are saying. Let's get some reaction from the community. First up, make sure you eat at all costs. Brush your teeth. Be kind to yourself. You got this. Someone else adds in, "It's hard for me to do things normally sometimes. I've had some very difficult breakups. Never married, but might as well have been a few times. I remember not being able to eat. I remember knowing I needed to and cutting peanut butter toast into little strips to make it easier. Could not do it. Must be what it's like to have the symptoms of rabies and not be able to drink water. Self-care is the biggest thing. Look into therapy if you can afford it. Write her a letter and don't hold back. It's your choice whether you send it. I would recommend not sending it for various reasons. Long walks, hot baths and showers. Make sure you're getting enough magnesium, omega-3, vitamin D, and zinc. Sunlight. Woods. Stay away from booze if possible. Drink lots of water. If it's easier, try heavy protein drinks to smoothies instead of eating. Hope some of this helps. Good luck." The next person says, "Did you check the iCloud backup and see if any of the messages are still on there? I'm sorry you're going through this. If she deleted all the messages, she's lying about not physically cheating." Someone else says, "She told you nothing physically happened but distracted you to delete all the messages. No chance it was just emotional. Do not take her back." Someone else says, "This more than anything else. She came up with a lie in a split second to get you to briefly leave her, enough to delete everything. If that's not confirmation that she was effing him, I don't know what is. She fell in love with someone else. That can't happen unless she was already checked out of your relationship. Even if you stay, it will never be the same again." I'm sorry, OP. That's so gutting. I'm with the comments. Please take care of yourself. It's so important now more than ever. It's easy to let this consume you and to fall into a darkness you never knew existed. But you're not alone. Navigating through this is no easy task. In order to get out on the other side, it's crucial to prioritize your emotional well-being and consider the path that aligns with your values and self-respect. Part 2. So it's been a few days since I caught my wife having an affair, and this week has absolutely sucked. I have managed to get some sleep and I am able to eat very small, little healthy snacks throughout the day. At least it's keeping the jitters away. People have asked about the assets. Our main assets is we have a house and 2 cars. And everything is in my name, 100%. And I take care of the main bills. But she is willing to pay me her portion of the cell phone bill, and she's going to start paying me for her car and insurance. Her credit is not good enough to put the car into her name. When I'm finally able to see a lawyer on October 16th, that's exactly what I'm going to put in the divorce papers. And if she misses one payment, then the car is back in my possession. So we shall see if she holds up her side of the deal. We have 4 kids total. I have twin girls from my previous marriage that are 12. She has a boy from her previous who is 8. But I have been his dad since he was 5 months old. His real dad has never been in the picture. Then we have a 6-year-old girl that is ours. My schedule at my work works perfectly where we can go exactly 50-50 on custody. She's not asking for child support or anything. We're going to do our very best to keep this as civil as we possibly can and co-parent. We're going to try and keep this out of the courts and just deal with everything through the lawyer. But we will see how this deal goes to see if we are able to keep it civil. I was honestly considering working on our marriage and starting over until I looked at the phone logs. I know I have got to stop doing that, and she is still talking and texting to this guy all day every day. So I'm pretty sure she is just as done as well. I have an appointment today with a doctor to maybe get put on some anxiety and depression medication because I'm honestly not doing good. I have my good moments, but then the really, really bad moments. I've been looking for a psychiatrist to talk to, but I've not been able to find one unless I want to drive 2 hours to the city. So I might have to do the online psychiatrist thing. Has anybody had any experience with the online? I always preferred face-to-face. All in all, everything is going as smoothly as it possibly can. She's coming tomorrow to get the rest of her things. Debating if I need to be here or not. She will have her aunt and uncle here, so it won't be just us. That's it for now, I guess. I know I'll be fine in the long run, but even losing my mom at 13 years old didn't hurt this freaking bad. Just the absolute betrayal she's putting me through. Honestly, you're far too kind to let her pay for a car and insurance and her half of the phone bill. Take the car back and cut off the phone. She's given you no reason to keep this up for her. She made the choice to cheat. Now she can figure out how to get around and text the guy she's cheating with on her own. Part 3. Not even sure where to begin. I had a couple people asking me for an update. We've been separated for about a month and a half now. The first 2 weeks were the absolute hardest. We actually tried to work it out. Her and I have been through hell and back, and it seemed like the good thing to do. I was played the fool as she continued talking to him, so we officially ended it. I did speak to a lawyer. He's going to draft up the papers as soon as I am able to pay him. Her and I are still trying to keep it civil, but it is starting to turn uglier day by day. I will admit a lot of it is my doing. The anger I have built up inside just hits the point, and I can't hold back what I say when I'm dealing with her. The wife of the guy who she cheated on me with found out, and now they're getting a divorce as well. Pretty much her entire family is absolutely disgusted with her. Not only did she ruin our marriage, but her apparent best friend's marriage as well. I found out a few days ago that my wife and him are going to see where this goes. They actually have plans to spend a weekend in the city together next month. We aren't even divorced yet, and she has completely moved on. But hey, each their own, right? My twins want nothing to do with her since they have found out the truth as well. My boy, stepson, only comes to me every so often. He just says he wants to stay with mom and his grandpa. That's where she is living right now. And I unfortunately can't do anything about it. But then again, I am not forcing my girls to see her either. The daughter we have together is still being split up 50-50. I will officially file for divorce this upcoming Wednesday. I'm going to ask to be the primary custodian since I have the permanent address and she goes to school in the town I live in. Things are getting easier day by day. I'm going to be sitting golden after all of this is done. She can't touch the house. She has till March to get the car into her name, and she is required to pay on it till then as well. She's officially off of my phone plan. Thank God, because it became an addiction checking the phone logs. I won't lie, this whole situation has messed me up big time, but I will get through it. I want to say thank you to everyone who has reached out. I'm going to spend a lot of time working on myself and making sure my kids are well taken care of. Let's get a quick reaction. Sounds like you have done everything you can. Move on and go no contact. There are apps which allow you to communicate with your ex about kids, etc. You will be better when this is all in the rearview mirror. Well done and move on. Let her reap the consequences of her choices. Keep making all the right moves, OP. You're an absolute champion. I know you can get through this on the other side. Give OP your unsolicited advice and words of wisdom in the comments below. Next up, it isn't this cheater's first offense. And my new life begins. You all were right. I made a post here last night about finding out my husband cheated on me. I found out on Saturday by his own admission, and he said it was just one time and he regrets it and felt that the unrelated argument we were having was a good opportunity to finally tell me. I deleted my post after receiving a few very supportive replies, but they were also very realistic and I wasn't ready to hear it and deleted my post. But the term truth trickling was brought up and it planted a seed right in my gut. I was trying to convince myself it was just a betrayal of it all, making it hard to believe it was just once. But he seemed genuinely remorseful, immediately messaged a therapist, putting in effort around the house, etc. We have a 16-month-old, so while I told him I don't see it working out, I would let him try therapy and eventually marriage counseling to determine if I could get over it. But I had that feeling in my gut, the same feeling I ignored for 7 years through an emotionally abusive relationship. Without the love and respect I for some reason still had for him, I saw through the BS. I kept pressing for more details because I knew eventually he would slip. I was in a moment of pain and mentioned reporting the affair partner to his HR. Something I wouldn't actually do, but I saw a look in his eyes. It seemed like he was nervous I would get her fired. So I asked again if there's any more he needed to tell me. If it was really one time, one person, and he held firm to his story, I excused myself to the bathroom so I could figure out if there was a way for me to check his message history. Not the contents, just the phone numbers because I got her number off of his phone the night I found out, just in case. So I brought him down to sit by my computer with me and start logging in. I told him there was a way for me to see his activity, and he had one last chance to tell me anything. He didn't. Sure enough, her number popped up. They were texting tonight. He was warning her, I knew. Deleted the message after. Didn't seem to realize that it didn't make it untraceable. Turns out, it only started 7 to 9 months ago, but never stopped. He slept with her as recently as 2 weeks ago. She's not the only one either, and he's done sexual acts at his job with another woman. I called his mom, let her know her son was on the way and why, and kicked him out. So that's it. If there's anything I need to know, please feel free. There's no reconciliation. He cheated on me through postpartum depression, through my mom's death anniversary, through 10 weeks straight of being sick and my daughter in the hospital twice from daycare germs, through Mother's Day, my birthday, her birthday. There's no coming back, only going forward. Let's check in with the community real quick. Somebody says, I'm so sorry he did that to you. Makes me wonder if he told you, hoping that you'd force him to leave so he could tell everyone how sorry he was, but you wouldn't give him a chance after his one little mistake, never imagining that you'd uncover so much more. The OP replies, he just didn't want to lose me. I ran the household. I carried the mental load. He's a good dad, but that's about it at this point. He wanted to keep me, but sleep around. That's exactly why I exposed him. One comment strongly advised me to do that, and I get why now. Fortunately, when he got to his mom's house, he was honest about every single thing because his sister called me and let me know. So it's out and I'm free. Still in shock, but now it just doesn't feel like a bad dream I'm waiting to wake up from, and I can try to pick up the pieces. A person can't have their cake and eat it too. That's not how life works. And it's rarely ever just once. I'm so sorry, OP. Your strength in exposing the truth and taking control of your situation is commendable. Surround yourself with a support system, whether it's friends, family, or a therapist, as you navigate through these challenging moments. You got this, OP. Is there anything OP needs to know? Let us know in the comments below. And thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. See you around.